Greetings, salutations, good day and hi, and welcome once again to Formula Holo. 9th Series to the Driving Sky. 3 more races on this day before Halloween. Let's have a look to see who's getting loads of treats and who's being tricked. Well, it's Hakos Baelz on top of the points standings with 255 points. Getting a lot of good treats with her race win at Sakir and 2 consecutive third place finishes, putting her on top by 46 points against second place Hakos Baelz, who got a victory at Rouen. Third is Colorado race winner Nakiri Ayame at 176. Suisse, who won at Ennapergusa, is on 4th with 172 points, and Sakamai Chloe is 5th with 136 points. Bottom of the standings, we have yet to see 4 drivers score points, including Nodoka, staff member Nodoka. Crony, Polka, and Okayu also lacking in the points department. Now, notice Bestia Zeta at position number 51. She's currently on a 5-race DNQ streak. Hopefully she'll be able to show up for either of today's races, if possible. Anyway, having looked at the Constructors Championship, no surprise which team's leading. It's JP Gen 6, the Yamaha Motorsport team, with 472 points. We have a tie for second at the halfway mark of this series. Gen 2 and EN Gen 2, the JP Gen 2 and EN Gen 2, both tied at 351 points apiece. EN Gen 1 still struggling. A distant last place with the rest at least 180 points or more. Now I got showing for the Myth team. All right. Let's load in the game. All right. Today we're supposed to be racing through rounds 7 through 9. First for today is historic Automotodrom International Nelson Piquet, also known as Jacarepagua, in Rio de Janeiro. There's going to be a 15-lap race. Everyone should be in. It's looks like it's the 1988 circuit. So we're looking through original Grand Prix circuit 1978 to 1995. I'll see what I wrote down in the loading screen, but it does have 11 turns according to Wikipedia. Anyway, let's load, I guess. I wrote down 5.031 kilometer, 3.126 mile. And here we are at Jacarepagua. Anyway, depending upon how things are going, I might have to cut off after round 8, depending upon how the stream goes, and up to pre-record round 9. Later tonight, and update the standings then. As you see, Sakura Miko take us on a ride through this circuit. Front stretch is way on the inside, and then there's after a wide right-hand turn, there's Some left-hand turns. We go into the into that tip right there. Go into a long front stretch. Long back stretch, I should say. Front stretch is shorter than the back stretch. Another right-hand turn. A couple more left-handers. This is apparently a relatively flat circuit. No elevation changes, hardly any banking. So expect speed with lots of turns and stuff. Then after a right-hand turn, you made it to the start-finish. Alright, that's enough hearing from Mikko in this qualifying session. Let's see who qualifies for this race. Mikko does qualify, and we'll see who did not. Kalimel, Fubuki, Mio, Iofi, Louis, Shion, Risu, Korne, Muna, Ame, Nodoka again. She's now going to be on 7 races without scoring. Ah, you hate to see it. Rena, Chloe, Polka, and Marine. All I know is that's Mikko starting 10th, that's for sure. And Nanashi Mume of the Council will start off at pole position. We'll go second, alongside Meme. Kaela and Iroha will start up in the second row. Kobo and Towa, third row. Those are your top 3 rows. Next we have Choco, Koyori, and Mikko. Eichan, Sora, and Subaru. Ollie, Azuki, and Lamy. Watame, Ina, and LaPlus. Did I miss out on some names here? I think I accidentally skipped a few names. Chan is 11th. I'm so sorry, Matsuria. Didn't mean to miss out on your name. Excuse me for a moment. I gotta fix some names. Toa, Matsuri, Choco, Koyori, Mikko, Eichan, Chinsora, Suba, Ollie, Azuki, Lamy, Watame, Ina. Next is LaPlus, Ayame, and Noel. Gurapekara and Kanata. Zeta, finally, showing up for a race for once. Hachima and Fauna next. Kiara, Suisse, and Akirose. Nina, Karoni, and Anya. Voltano, Caillou, Flair. Finally, Luna, Iris, Aqua, and starting off 40th is the points leader, Bay. Well, starting off at 40th, barely making the cut for this race. Luna, Arasaka, and Bay. And everyone is in. This is going to be 15 laps. We'll let everyone know that the race is about to begin. Alright, Jacarepagua, here, site for round 7. Let's open up the music and get to racing. Here we go, from Rio de Janeiro. And we are off and rolling! Mume leads everyone off. Mume and Robico onto the first turn. Good jump by Robico. As everyone makes their way to the next turn. Bit of a mistake by Iris. Careful there. Side by side toward the back of the grid. Narrowing into single file racing towards the front. Good start by Robico, who's gonna race in her purple and pink colors this series. Second is Mume, third is Kaela. Wow, Crony, you really need to get ahead of yourself. 0 points after, I don't know how many points, and not doing quite hot. Botan, is, I don't know what happened. Oh, Okayu! Okayu! And, Okayu's hurt. Let's look at the replay. Spun out of control, got slammed by Zeta. And then Luna just basically, shaved off Okayu's wheel, so we lost Okayu early on. Vestia Zeta is 39th, and we'll have to pit. Bolton, same. Robico, Mume, and Kaela, your top 3 after this opening lap. We've lost one driver so far in Okayu. Mume is about to pass Robico for the lead, and she does! Anashi Mume of the Council, one of the top teams this series, actually. Anyway, gotta cross out Okayu's name. Retired in lap 1. Iroha moves up to P3. Of course she's from Gen 6. JP Gen 6. Notice the team logo. Kobo 4, Towa 5. So through 2, this is, as you know, 15 lapper. 1.772 is the interval between Meme and Robico. Last of the car start to cross-start finish. Now we look at the driver who's currently second overall in the point standings, Koyori. Currently driving top 10 early on. And Nakiri Ayame, if we scroll down, middle of pack at 21st. Scroll even further down, we have Bay at 35th, out of the points currently. quite a good start as cars start to bump into each other on these tight turns. Meme still leads Robico, and Toa moves up to P3. Trying to chase after Robico, trying to improve one spot further. But look who's at Toa's tail. It's Iroha running into the action as well. Kobo passes her teammate to move up to P5. Toa has dropped a bit. Still basically neck and neck with Iroha, but Iroha is slightly ahead by a wheel or three. And now Toa bounces back to where she was just a few moments ago. Meme still leads. I think Meme's specialty is flat circuits, without any ups or downs in the elevation. And she's doing a good job so far. Defending Drivers Champion A-Chan is doing quite nicely in 6th. Anyway, still no one out of the race yet. However, Crony does need a lot of help. She's still on 0 points in the overall standings. A-Chan has jumped Kobo. On to 5th now. I just see more cars make their way across this long backstretch. .905 for Mume. First run of the race is now done. We're through 5. It goes within 1 second now of Meme. Roha moves up to P3 as Gen 6 are want to do. What's with JP Gen 6 and absurdly good drivers? Anyway, unfortunately for Bay, she has to stop at pit lane and lose even more ground. Look at that, Robico is now even closer to Mume now, but Mume wants to show off her speed. Yeah, there was a car just coming out of pit lane. Roboco still chasing after Mume, trying to get as close as she could. Roja a distant third. There's 2 lapped cars in the way. Well, Subaru's kind enough to let Roja pass her by, or maybe that was an unintentional move by Subaru. That's the gap. Just 1 second. That's the gap between oh yeah, I read it wrong. It's 2 seconds. 2 seconds. To be fair, it would seem like a 5-second gap between Roboco and Roja. Anyway, we're through 7 now. Almost halfway through this round. Holo Council versus Scuderia Soratomo. And then we have Yamada Motorsports and the Uber Sheep Racing Team. Toa almost passes Roja for P3. More than halfway through this race now. Meme at pole. I don't think this would be a wire-to-wire result because Roboco had a good jump at the start of the race. But Meme is leading. She started off at pole. She's winning the full 101 points to her name. Hopefully she doesn't get confused, lose her mind in these last 7 laps. Yuzuki Choco goes up to 4th now. Miko 5. Like, what happened to Toa down to 9th? Miko still couldn't find a good opportunity to pass Meme. Oh, gotta watch out for those sparks flying. Roja remains distant 3rd. Look at that. The gap is 8 seconds between Roja and the top 2. It's basically a cat and mouse battle between Roboco and Mume throughout much of this race so far. Will it be a natural civilization or a civilization of robots and androids taking over this race, taking over Rio de Janeiro? We're gonna find out in like 5.5 laps. Looks like it's gonna be the robots this time, as Roboco just passed Mume. And then the Subaru's car is in the way that Mume has to pass first. Ollie at P5, just behind Chucko. Careful about these slippery turns! Oh, what a tragedy! Sora's out of the race. I'm sorry to report. No points for her. Let's look at the replay. Yeah. Just made contact with the barrier and she will not score. I'm afraid. Man, you just hate to see it. You just hate to see it, fellas. Five to go. Robico's lead 3.287. And Iroha's trying to get closer to Mume. Oh, wouldn't you believe it? We also lost Ina in the same lap. This race has officially lost all credibility. Anya was able to get out of the way. Now the chase between Iroha and Mume could commence in earnest. Four to go. Robico has a pretty good lead. 6.104. That certainly is a healthy lead for the robot girl. The two-time FH Drivers Champion. Robico is looking for a third win. Mume is looking for a second. While Iroha, I'm pretty sure, has yet to win a race. Looking for her first FH win. But Robico's just way too far ahead of herself. Faye still out of the points, sadly. Zeta seems to be in the points. 3 to go. Still a chase per second between Meme and Iroha. And now Iroha makes a jump to P2. I was about to say the feather quill would be mightier than the sword, but it looks like it's otherwise in Iroha's case. Iroha jumps to second now. Good jump to where she stands right now. But Robico's lead is still rather significant at 6.5 seconds. Penultimate lap. Amy starting to lose ground against Iroha. Iroha tried to go as fast as she could, wants to lessen the gap between her and the car well ahead of her. Hoping for a close battle between her and Robico for the final lap. But Robico is still way too much of his distance ahead. Robico of Gen 0, the two-time FH champion, two-time race winner. Notably, she won the Series 2 championship without winning a race at Series. Granted, there was only 10 races back then, but still. Here she comes to the start-finish line, 1 to go. 3.982. The gap has dropped a bit between 1 and 2. But provided that she has a clean lap, then the race would be hers, Robico. On to the long backstretch goes Robico. Wide left turn and a few more turns. Robico, a veteran of Hololive open wheel racing, on to the last couple turns. Roja's done all she could to try to catch up with Robico, but the android girl is just too good on the track. Here she comes onto the last turn. And Robico has won at Jacarepagua. Robico has won at Jacarepagua, ladies and gentlemen. Iroha comes home second, and Anashi Mume will have to settle for third place. Choco fourth, Miko 5. Robico gets a third Formula Holo race win. "22 minutes, 17 seconds. She wins by 1.755 ultimately over Iroha, who gets yet another podium finish. The two agencies at the top get podium finishes. Robico will get up to 100 points, Mume 61, Iroha 75. And we'll just we'll just wait for Subaru to finish, and then we can call it quits with this round. And Subaru is done, so we can go ahead and lock in the points. Alright. Robico, Iroha, Mume, your top three. Next is Choco, Miko, Ollie, Watameyaski, Lammy and Kaela, Gur and Fauna, Kadata and Noel, Hachima and Ayame. Ayame does get points. Koyori does get points. Nana, Pekara, Koyori, Luna, Suisse and Laplace, Flair and Chiara. Looks like we'll have a full grid of 30 drivers scoring, including Restia Zeta, who breaks her scoreless droughts, breaking her DNQ streak with a points finish here at 27th. Aqua, Botan, Zeta, Matsuri, Kobo, and Akiros. Unfortunately for Bay, she strikes out along with Crony. Crony still without points, along with Nodoka. Baelz finishes this race without any points. Sora, Ina, and Okayu will be marked as having accidents. Let's look in the points. All 40 are there, which does look correct. Mumi gets a bonus point. Well, Baelz still leads the Drivers' Championship, but the points are being cut into by Koyori and Ayame, who both got on the board. Suisse is 4th, and Choco's 5th now. Choco with her 5th place finish, 4th place finish, up to 5 now. And the 4 drivers who started off today on 0 points all remain at 0. Polka and Nodoka failed to qualify. Okayu crashed out early. Crony finished outside of the top 30, even though she was classified. And Gen 0 is now 2nd in the Constructors Championship, cutting into Gen 6's lead somewhat. Gen 6 at 486, Gen 0 at 460. And 3rd should be Gen 2 with 427. And Gen 1 still below the rest of the rest of the teams. Anyway, let's move on to round 8. So we're going to go to Croatia for the first time at Grobnik, Automotodrom Grobnik, near Rijeka in Croatia. I don't know how you pronounce the name of the place. Cavle, Savle, Cavle, near Rijeka, Rijeka. Circuit is 2.590 miles and contains 18 turns. We're going to be racing 18 laps this race and the next. And this track is brought to you courtesy of Bob's Track Builder. So thank you, Bob, wherever you may be right now. Let's go ahead and load. Cars slowly loading. And here we are. Waiting for qualifying to begin. A nice view of the front stretch. Nice picturesque setting here. The Grobnik circuit. Nice comfy view. Small grandstands, but it would make for some nice grassroots road racing in the Croatian countryside. Anyway, let's say hello to 4th Series champion Shogani Noel for the first time today, as she previews the circuit. Going left and right. There's some tight turns. This track currently hosts races in the Sidecar World Championship, the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series, and the TCR Eastern Europe Trophy. Used to be home to some Grand Prix motorcycle racing and some FIA Central European Zone Formula 3 racing, FIM Superbike European Championship racing for a couple years. Anywho, this track goes around counterclockwise. And after a few more turns, some long speeds, you reach the start-finish, and that's a lap at Rijeka. Grobnik in the Rijeka. Near Rijeka, I should say. We'll just call it Grobnik, just in case. Let's see the 40 cars qualifying for this race, which certainly includes Noel just making the cut. No shows from Risu, Aqua, Mume, Fauna, Iroha, Flare. Again, with the previous race winner's curse, as Roboco does not qualify for the race. IMA also is a no-show. Notica will race. And so will Okayu. Shoki, Marine, Chloe, Kobo, Haki Rose, Roboco, Ame, Watame, Nene. Okayu and Notica are in. Where is Polka? Polka and Crony start off right next to each other. All four 0-point drivers will race here. Pole position belongs to Hakui Koyori. Currently still second in the points. She's going to start alongside Himamori Luna. Next is Anya and Lammy. Choco and Pekara. Ooh, we're in for a spicy race right there. Bay starts out 4th row, right beside Yofi. Next is Subaru. And then Kiara, Mori, and Kyla. Words are hard. Please excuse me. Zeta, Muna, and Swiss are next. Botan, Mio, and Gura. Melchion Rene. Crony, Polka, and Ina. Koa, Miko, and Sora. Matsuri, Asuki, and Achan. Iris, Louie, and Hachima. The Plus Corona and Ali. Finally, Kanata, Okayu, Nodoka, and Noel. So we are set to go. This is 18 laps of high-speed action at Grobnik, racing in Croatia for the first time in FH competition. Let's let everyone know that the race is about to begin, and we'll get rolling. And here we go. Put in the music. Let's get rolling. Koyori and Luna, your front row for this race. 1 light, 2 light, 3 light, 4 red lights. Green lights flash. We are racing at Grobnik. Here we go. Round number 8. And Koyori messes up the start. From a pole position start all the way to a distant 40th. And she has no rear wing. We've seen something like that from her at Charade in the 5th series. Albeit Koyori this time has all 4 wheels here, when she only had like 3 at Charade. Anya has the lead, followed by Yuzuki Choco, of all drivers, Lammy 3rd. On this tight turn, we go. Single file racing. And onto the front stretch. Anya's going to lead after this opening lap, followed by Choco and Lammy, as they were, since that's whoopsie by Koyori. Koyori is staying out. Kanata and Miko will pit. Luna almost passes Lammy to go back up to P3, but Luna will remain where she is. Lammy's on the move against Choco. Oh, that's a bad move. They'll drop her down a few spots. Callie moves up to 4. Luna P3. Choco did get her 2nd podium finish ever at Rouen just yesterday. Looking for another podium, or even better, her first FH win. Anya, Luna, Choco. Anya still leads. Oh no! I think that's Choco's car. Yeah, that does look like Choco made a mistake with the car coming back in. Oh, that was Miko interrupting Choco, dropping her down currently to 11th. Oh, that's just brutal. Come on, Miko, enter the race again correctly. Mio has no rear wing, so she's stuck at 37th. Let's look at the others in the grid. Well, Bay not having a good day. Started off the day with a points lead, so of course she's not doing so well. She is bypassing pit this time. Might enter next lap, but she is losing a whole crap ton of ground, slowing down substantially. Oh, Bay. Having to pay back for all that chaos that took place. Now down to 36th. You hate to see it. Meanwhile, Anya Milfissa of the Hololive ID Gen 2 team. Pretty good start to the race. We're through 4. Luna's within a tiny bit over half a second from Anya. While Lammy's distant third by around 6 seconds. Believe it or don't, Anya does have some race win experience. Has a couple of wins to her name. Looking for a third. As there's a wheel that popped off. Who just got hurt? That's Subaru. Subaru, Noel, and Kaela all crash out. So that's 3 gone already. I think it was just before the start finish. I guess it's too late for replays now. I suppose this was where the bloopers took place. So, Subaru, Kaela, and Noel. Not much of a change to the top 3. Around they go. And we're through the first third of this race. Anya, Luna, and Lammy. Gap widening between Luna and the car in front of her. 2.9. There's a couple cars, a couple lapped cars, Kanata and Miko, serving as protection from the Holo ID member. Callie's fourth, and battle between well, not quite a battle. Poyer's a lapped car. So Luna's fifth. Oh, so now it is a battle between Luna and her teammate Iofi for fifth. But Luna has remained ahead of Iofi. Whoa! Careful, Luna. If you're in a distant, distant high position, you can't afford to make mistakes. And even then, Luna is starting to close the gap between her and the dagger, not to be confused with me, the streamer. Here comes Luna! Oh, look at that! Luna is ahead by half a car length after that lap. And now she jumps fully ahead of Anya for the lead, but Anya can certainly rebound. Look at the gap, 0.029. That's, I guess, a quarter of a second, or a quarter of a tenth of a second, or I don't know. But that was a small gap. That was quite an action pass by Himamori Luna. Luna herself is looking for a third win. Both Anya and Luna are looking for a third win. Luna's last win, I believe, was in the second series? I want to say second series, or whatever, second or third series. Second series. It has been a long time since Luna's last win. Same for Anya. And Lammy. Lammy has re-entered the picture as we pass the halfway point of this race. Seems to be more debris, but not much happening. Oh, unfortunately for Koyori and Bay, they're both 2 laps behind. Well outside the top 30, but 2 laps behind each. Not so great for the top 3. And the overall points this round. 1.258 separates Luna and Anya. Anya is going on the attack. Luna on the defensive. All Amy can do is just wait and see what happens. With these 2 cars well ahead of her. Yukihana Lamy, the only driver of her team to score race wins, and she has 2. The others have yet to win an FH race in over 8.5 series, in almost 100 races. This is race 96 since the project started. Race 96 in FH, that is. Lami's last win was in Autopolis, the penultimate round of Series 5. That's almost a year ago. She really wants to break that Gen 5 Race 1 drought, and only she's qualified to do so. But can she do so here? She's got like 6 laps to accomplish that feat. And 2 cars ahead of her that she's got to try to overtake. Oh, that overtake attempt didn't work for Lamy. Oh, wants to go on the inside, but Anya cuts her off. Left car of Koyori trying to be an obstacle. Anyway, 2 more cars out. That's Hachima and Crony. Crony again fails to score. Aye, Crony. What are we gonna do with you? Lamy struggling to get ahead. Luna still leads. 5 to go. Able to qualify for points. Koyori's 30th, but she's still 2 laps behind. Koyori and Bay, both outside of classification. And 23 are in the lead lap still. Nautica looking for her first points this series. She's doing okay. She's in the middle of the pack, 21st. Jumping ahead now. Luna's lead is only getting bigger now, 5.17. 5.17. Lamy's desperate for a race win, but Luna's too far ahead. Lamy tried to go on the attack! Again! Efforts proved fruitless for Yukihana Lamy. Stuck at third again. Three to go. Luna still with a substantial lead. Looking for her first win since, I think, Suzuka? I gotta check my notes again. Suzuka in... Yes, Suzuka. I believe Series 2. Luna has led throughout much of the race. It's all clear as daylight for her, with 2.5 laps left here. Anya only getting further and further away from Lammy. Two to go. .239 for Luna. Luna is doing a fantastic job this round. And now she has a bigger clearance now. No one immediately ahead of her, no one immediately behind her. All clear as a daylight for her. As she makes her way for the final lap. Well, Lammy has basically given up hope at trying to pass Anya. Much less Luna. Final lap at Grobnik in Memorial Luna. Nice and clear. She can just cruise her way with no cars impeding her progress. And around these S's. Yeah, 5.47, but it's still a good lead. Here comes Luna on to the last couple turns. On to the front stretch she goes for the last time. That will do it. Here, Memorial Luna is your winner at Grobnik. First win since Series 2. Anya will ultimately settle for second and Lammy third, as how it has been for these last few laps. Calliope Mori finishes fourth, and Irani EO15 will take home fifth. Congratulations to Luna, 100 points. A nice race win for her team. Luna, Anya, Lammy, your top three, winning time 21:04.202. That is Luna's third Formula Holo win. And 29 drivers will score. Miko finishes and Kanata finishes. That will do it. We're gonna bring in the points. Nanala. And we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on here. We're going to Wellington for round number 9. Another top 10 finish for Choco. Well done. Much better this time for Ina, finishing 12th. And Zeta finding her footing again. Nautica gets her first points of the series. Nautica and Polka as well. Nautica, Polka. Okayu also gets her first point this series. That leaves Crony yet to score after 8 rounds. Crony, the only one without points after 8 rounds. Okayu lucky enough to get 1 point for her efforts. Meanwhile, for Koyori and Bay, unlucky for these two. They miss out on points this time. Baelz especially continues her frustrating day. 3 consecutive races without scoring. Ichan, Corone, Mio. Man, not a good day for the Mio Fattori team. Looks like Fubuki didn't qualify for this race, and 2 drivers finished without scoring, and Okai only getting a single point here. Let's look at the points and move on. We're going to Wellington. We're going to Wellington. Just gotta make sure I write down the files correctly, and then put everyone in. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then Koyori, for her efforts, will get 1 point. So Luna is now 2nd overall with her race win here at Grobnik. Bay still leads, but by only 8 points now. Luna is quickly catching up. Shot up all the way to 2nd with 247 points. To Baelz is a 255. Koyori drops down to 3rd, 224. Chucko, another high finish, although she drops down a spot in the standings. No, actually, no, I don't think she has dropped down in the standings. She remains 4th. 215, Suisse, 214, and IMA drops down a few spots more. Did not qualify for this race. She's on 196 in 6th place. So Bay, Luna, Koyori, Chucko, Suisse, and IMA, your top 6. Anya and Ollie are in the top 10. Rene is nowhere to be found. Actually, Okayu does get 2 points. She finished 29th. So yeah, 2 points for Okayu. Crony still on 0 points after 8 rounds. Anyway, let's go ahead and get ready for the last racer for today. We're going to Wellington for 18 laps. There it is, the course. 3.228 kilometers apparently. Although although I'm not quite certain. This was home for races in for touring car races. A couple rounds in the world touring car championship in 1987, and in the Australian touring car championship. Uh, 18 laps. 18 laps, yep. Everything looks good, let's load. Wellington, 3.228 kilometers, 2.006 miles. And here we are. Let qualifying begin. Just had to fast forward to start of qualifying. Let's say hello to Kaela. Take us around the circuit. First, it's a very tight hairpin turn. Lanes relatively narrow. There's a high-speed section this long straightaway. Gotta watch out for the chicanes, however. Gotta watch out for the traffic cones. Go around there and another slightly fast section. Mind the tire barrier. Curved section, and then you'll eventually reach a zigzagged section. More tires. They could have at least stacked the tires neater. Come on. They're being home to some fast racing. They're gonna go over the cobblestones, and Yago's car is in the way. Come on, Yago. There's qualifying taking place. Stop screwing everyone up. Someone might crash into your car and cause a red flag or something. Anyway, let's see the starting grid for this race. Yet again, the previous race winner's curse wants to get into the way of things, as Luna and Anya, the top two of this race, both missed a cut. Laramie also fails to qualify. Top three in the previous race failed to enter this race. All three members of ID Gen 2 miss out on this race. Koyori again misses out on the cut. Oh, it's all happening here. So, as I write down the numbers, we'll let you know who pole is for this race, and it is Iofi. Iofi of ID Gen 1, lucky enough to start off at pole, looking for her first win. Callie, also looking for her first win, starts alongside. Next is Iroha, and Ayame, who's looking to bounce back after losing a few spots at the top of the standings. Row 3 consists of Marine and Mio. Next we have Risu, Miko, and Korane. Nene, Fubuki, and Watame. Matsuri, Shion, and Bei. Zeta Chloe and Kaela. Pekara, Sora, and Crony. Okayu, Roboco, and Fana. Ina, Nodoka, and Iris. Achan, Toa, and Mume. Akiro's Noel and Subaru. Suise, Aqua, and Ame. And finally, Choco, Hachimagura, and Flare. So we're set to go. This is 18 laps. This race is scheduled for 18 laps. Round number 9 about to commence accordingly. Music up. Let's go street racing. Eofi at pole. 4 red lights up. And away we go here at Wellington. And it's a mess early on. Kelly able to avoid the early mess and have a very nice lead. Excellent jump by the Holo Myth member. She goes into the lead. She's looking for her first FH win. Eopi's second, and despite no rear wing, Marine's third, but Nakariame is quickly catching up. Ayuno Risu, who already won a race this series, is in 5th. Marine is vulnerable, certainly vulnerable. These two can certainly pass her by. Eofi and Callie each looking for their first win. Despite a bit of a mess early on at the start of the race, everyone is still racing. Some without front or rear wings though, so they would have to go into pit lane. Callie, Eofi, your top 2. And the Kiriyami will get 3rd. Marine quickly dropping into pit lane. Several cars having to pit. Eofi makes a jump, goes into the lead. The Kiriyami is cruising along steadily in 3rd. Risu 4, Okami Mio 5. This is a tight section indeed. Don't go too fast, otherwise you'll end up playing dominoes with the other cars on hand. All these cars would be squeezed together like the bellows of an accordion, for lack of a better term. Wow, a lot of cars are in pit lane. That's more than a quarter of the field. Eofi and Callie remain 1-2. While Ayame is a distant 3rd. Mio not too far behind. Risu drops down a position to 5. Callie regains the lead from Eofi. And Miko, unfortunately, she has no way out of this mess. That might as well be a DNF for her. Finds herself stuck in a tight gap with nowhere to escape. We're already through 3. This is a fast race. I want to say one driver is already out of the race in Miko. No way she'll be able to get out from there. .404. Time interval not found. 8 seconds separates Ayame from the top 2. Yofi almost passes Callie to regain the lead. Meanwhile, Ayame wants to quickly catch up to the top 2 somehow. Though the gap between the two is just way too great. The gap between Ayame and Yofi, that is. Despite it being a street race, we haven't had much in the way of accidents. Everyone's driving relatively cleanly. I expect with the walls and barriers in the way, we might see some bloopers. The only blooper so far is Sakura Miko being unable to back herself out of the trap she's in. Yofi regains the lead. 2 drivers, each fighting for their very first FH race win. The 2 front row starters for this race. Callie with a good jump in the opening turns of this race. After Yofi momentarily got caught in a bit of a mess in the starting grid. But she's since recovered and she's currently in the lead. Of course, lead can change hands at any time and very tight hairpin turn. That's a hairpin turn I was referring to, fellas, about. But Yofi's gap was way too big for anything to affect the standings in the top 2. And it's slightly closer now, but still too far behind to make a statement. Yofi leads by 1.721. We're through the first third of this race. Meanwhile, it looks like Crony's 13th. Really desperate to get her first points of the series. Through 8 for no success. We can't go 9 without success for her. Through 7. Callie's back to being close to Yopi, though the gap is still there's still a bit of a gap between the two. Around the 90-degree angle and more tight sections. This is a tight race course. Don't be too fast, and watch out for pack racing with others nearby. .31 in the lead lap, and Miko still has yet to retire from the race. We still have yet to automatically retire Miko from the race. Yeah, her engine is slowly burning away. There's just nothing she can do. Come on now. Whatever happened to reverse gear? Anyway, ban pits. Still not quite a good race day for her. Nalka doing a little better today than she was in the previous race days. Grobnik seems to have improved a spot in the standings. Nakariame is even closer now, 3.737. Look at that! Look at that, Callie's car is in sight. She's now almost 2 seconds behind Callie. While Yopi remains in the lead halfway through this race. Nice clean race so far. Seriously, no accidents. It's just Miko's car stuck unable to move. So Miko's certainly not going to be able to sport this race. That's the only incidents for this street race. No wonder the walls are low and there's no high cages, because they're driving cleanly. Look, there's a crowd of people lining the streets. Yeah, look at that, close to the action. Now I'm seeing some fences up. They are a bit hard to see, but yeah. But most of the track, there's hardly any fencing. Probably because of touring cars racing here back in the 80s. I know I over the cobblestones again. And we are down to 7 laps. We're through 11. 7 down, 11 to go. 3.605. The new interval for Iopi. No change to the top 5 for quite a while. The top 5 has remained steady throughout much of the race. They're just trying to get along fine here. Lots of clean racing here. Grid still remaining steady. Bay is 2 laps down. Not good, not good. Top points leaders at the start of the day are struggling here. Top points leaders from after round 6 not doing so well in the next 3 rounds. But they're 2/3 of the race now. And the gap is widening again between Cali and IMA. Once again, though Iopi started off from pole, this won't be a complete wire-to-wire finish because Cali had the lead for like a lap or 3. Since then, it's all been rainbow colors for the artist of Moon Architect racing team, the Area 15 team of ID Gen 1. Muna has at least 1 race win. Risu has 6! Speaking of Risu, there she is right now. Iopi has yet to have a single race win. And she's in prime position to get her first win, provided she has a clean race and is able to hold off Cali the rest of the way. These last 4.5 laps. Had to double check to make sure Muna still has just the 1 race win. She does have the 1 race win. Not 2, just the 1. Risu, of course, with 6. Including 1 just this series. Here comes Risu jumping IMA for 3rd. My goodness, we might have a double podium for ID Gen 1. Double podium for her team, certainly not out of the picture. Even more amazing, that it's only 3 members in her team. Each of the 3 ID generations has 3 members. You might think that would be a disadvantage in some cases, but Yeah, with some teams having 4, most teams having 4, some having the full 5, but has not stopped some of the drivers. 3 to go here at Wellington. Eopi's lead is still way too great. 3.806. And IMA has passed Risu to move back to P3. Risu still has a chance to overtake IMA again. Many such overtaking opportunities with this track's many turns. Almost at the end of the race, 2 to go. In clean racing. Much of the race for Eofi as she goes around this hairpin turn. Going into the buildings right there. Miko still stuck, of course. Oh, goddamn! Aqua 39th, Bay 38th. You hate to see it. Ah, Bay. Not a good day for her. It's going to be 4 consecutive races without scoring for Bay. Meanwhile, here comes Irani EO15 for the final lap. Callie tries to get closer, but Eopi's still way too far away. And the hopes for a double podium for ID Gen 1 is I believe, for naught this time. But here comes Eofi anyway. 2.483. That should be enough to hold off Callie the rest of the way. Quite a relatively clean race for one race on the streets, interestingly enough. A clean race, almost no accidents. And here comes Eofi, closing things down onto the front stretch. And Irani EO15 gets her first Formula Holo race win here at Wellington. Callie will have to wait another day to get her first win, yet another second place finish. And Nakiriyami finishes on the podium once more. Third place here in the streets of Wellington, here in New Zealand. This round belongs to Eofi. A long time coming for her. She finally gets her first FH win ever. As the last few drivers start to come home to finish, and Karone finishes P10 for her first points in the series. Everyone is on the points this series. You love to see it. What you just hate to see is poor Bay just not doing so hot. Finishing 2 laps behind, though a distant 30th anyway. Miko will get marked DNF because she just can't get out of the way of things. Okie dokie, Ilfi, Kelly, I am at your top 3. Let's mark down the points and wrap up for today. There you are. We're gonna have a full grid of 30 cars scoring. Two Moon Architect members in the top 5. Last Moon, I didn't even show up for the race. But whatever. Kelly, though, that's a good chunk of points for her team, who's desperate for some help. Way behind the other teams in the Constructors Championship. Let's see. Shion, Achan, Suisse, Wana, Aki Rose, Choco, Nolika, Gura, Subaru, Ame, Iroha, Hachama, Matsuri, Blair, Nene, Noel, Sora, Towa, Marine, Chloe, Pekara, Iris, Roboco, Mume, Bay and Aqua, no classification. And Miko will get marked DNF. It's going to be a DNF for Aqua. No, Miko DNF. Aqua, no classification. Excuse me. So Iofi from pole gets the W. So 101 for her. And with that third place finish, Nakiri Ayame is back in the lead by a single solitary point. Yes, Nakiri Ayame 256, Hakos Baelz 255. Himamori Luna did not qualify for this race, so she drops down a bit to 247, third place. Suisse, fourth place, 234. Chucko 229, and not a good day for Koyori. Drops down to sixth with a 224. Risu 7th with 184. Iofi moves into the top 10 just behind her teammate Risu with 182 points, 2 behind Risu. Anya's 9th with 175, and Kaela is 10th with 174. Quite a few ID members in the top 10. And Crony with a good score. We have a new bottom dweller in the championship standings. Sadly, it's Omar Polka with just 10 points, which he scored at Grobnik. Only 10 points after 9 races. Not out of championship contention, but there's going to be a lot of drivers who are vulnerable as we start to wrap up this series next weekend. As for the Constructors Championship, Gen 6 is no longer leading the Constructors Championship. Instead, it's Gen 2. Looks like it's Gen 2 that's now leading the Constructors Championship. Gen 6, not so hot for today. Can you believe it? Besides Aroha getting second place at Jacarepagua, the others haven't been doing so well this race, in today's races, so they dropped down a few places. So it's Gen 2, Akukin Kinsetsu 564, second, Gen 4 is second, 521. The Ubership team, Gen 0's third, the Scuderia Sortomo team with 515. Gen 6 drops down to fourth in points with 492 points. And Ian Gen 1 is no longer out of the deep hole. Instead, Gen 3 is now the new bottom dweller in the team championship with 270 points, 36 behind Gen 1. Anyway, that will be it for today. Next weekend is the final act of this 9th series, races 98th through 100th. Yes, next weekend is the 100th FH race at Brands Hatch to wrap up the series. We are going to crown a champion here, as we see Iofi's car. There she is, finally getting her first win. And we finally get to feature her car here. So your race winners for today are Roboco at Jacarepagua, Luna at Grobnik, Iofi at Wellington. What crazy results we have for today. Winners for the first time in a long time, and first ever race win. And the championship is quite close heading into the finale, which will be next Sunday, actually. No stream on Saturday. We're going to wrap up the 9th series next Sunday at the usual time. We're going to be racing at Mont Tremblant up in Canada. And then another Spanish race for round 11 at Aragon. And the champion will be crowned at the historic Brands Hatch circuit in England. Those are the final 3 races of the series, as we race to the driving sky to wrap up this series next Sunday. So please, fellas, have a great week ahead. If you're going trick-or-treating and having fun celebrating Halloween, just have a great Halloween. Watch out for some questionable candies. Don't mind the popcorn balls. I won't blame you if you like candy corn. Just have a safe and happy Halloween, please. We'll see you again next Sunday for the last 3 races of Formula Holo's 9th series, as we get to celebrate 100 FH races. Do take care, everyone. Happy Halloween, everyone. Up to Dag.